let's talk about Fox News. And let's put this up there on the screen. This is big news being reported by Matt Drudge over at the Drudge Report. Fox News is currently denying it, but Drudge Report says that Sean Hannity appears to be ready to replace Tucker Carlson in a major shakeup. Now, here's what he says from Drudge. He says, world exclusive Fox News sets a new schedule. So Drudge is claiming that the new primetime gigs will both go to Sean Hannity, to Jesse Waters, and to Greg Gutfeld to stack the primetime lineup. 7 p.m. currently is where they might move him to, because Gutfeld is currently on at 11 p.m. and also on the 5 p.m. show called The Five. The reason why that this is a big deal is not only would they say that Hannity, their current higher rated host, is just going to slot in and take over Tucker Carlson's time slot, it's that it would also involve a drop of Laura Ingraham. Now, again, as I said, let's put this up there. Fox is denying that any of this is the case. They say no decision has been made on a new primetime lineup, and there are multiple scenarios under consideration. Not really a full-scale denial, because all Drudge is saying is a major shakeup is happening, and the main thing that he is reporting is that Sean Hannity is going to the 8 p.m. hour. It's certainly possible that it doesn't happen. I guess it's possible it doesn't. Drudge, though, generally pretty good whenever it comes to internal news, I guess you could say, of the Fox News channel, because he was very tight and has a lot of sources there. He actually used to work there, now at some point. The real question is, will Laura Ingraham get the boot? And then second, this only codifies so much of what I've talked about here, is if they're not even going to try and replace Tucker, they're just going to slot in Sean Hannity and move him there. That's an admission of failure. It's a huge admission.
It's very consistent with MSNBC's approach to not even trying to replace Rachel Maddow, really putting in Alex Wagner, who's just like a, sort of standard issue news host. It's consistent with CNN, just moving Caitlin Collins to primetime. I mean, does anyone really expect maybe they're deluding themselves into thinking she's going to be some gigantic star, but to me, she's just another sort of like standard issue news host like many of the other ones. So it is consistent with a pattern of effectively managed decline that is quite evident at every one of these networks. We have a non-denial denial about the Laura Ingraham thing as well that we can report. So a network spokesperson said, this is kind of funny, reports based on various tweets by left-wing activists are wildly inaccurate. Since when did Drudge become a left-wing activist? Okay. Laura Ingraham, the top-rated woman in cable news, is now and will continue to be a prominent host and integral part of the Fox News lineup. Doesn't say she's going to remain in prime time, though, does it?
Yeah, no.
So, I mean, it is interesting what is being omitted. And you can bet very intentionally so from these little statements that they're putting out.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually the big takeaway for me is like, oh, wow. So clearly something is going on over there. I mean, I just think, look, if you're going to slot in Hannity, that is the biggest admission of failure. Whenever O'Reilly left the network, Hannity stayed in his 9 p.m. slot, and they tried out a bunch of different stuff. I forget exactly what the drama was, because like Megyn Kelly was leaving, so they replaced her, and then Tucker was moved 8 p.m. hour. Eventually, that's where he found his success. But they're only keeping existing talent. They're not even hiring anybody new. Tucker was actually brought in new to the network, at least to the primetime. Here, they're
primetime. Before that, he had been hosting, I think, Weekend Fox.
I was going to say, he's only on Weekend Fox and Friends, just completely not the same thing at all. So, look, I mean, what you could say around all of this is that, this is managed decline at its absolute finest. And I don't think anybody could say that Sean Hannity is in any way in the same caliber. I mean, he is just like, you can accuse Tucker of many things, but with Hannity, he is just like cookie cutter, whatever Republican talking point of the day is. No dissent whatsoever.
It's like a wind-up doll, like freedom and low taxes. It's very predictable.
That's
what I would say. He's very predictable. He's always going to be on the side of like whatever is the Republican thing of the day. He's going to be on the talking points. Like it just is, it is what it is.
Right.
So you're not going to break a lot of ground there. Obviously, he's had a lot of success at the network for a lot of years. Oh, I think he's been there the whole time since the launch of the network.
I don't know if he was there at the very beginning.
But he's been there a long time. And, he's held down a stable core of audience. But as we've discussed before, there were only a couple people in cable news who really were a magnet to draw viewers in. And then much of the cable news game is trying to hold on to whatever you get in terms of audience that carries over from the last host. So, you know, Rachel Maddow was a tentpole at MSNBC, and Tucker was the tentpole over at Fox News. And you know, they clearly don't have anyone to replace him with in terms of that sort of like tentpole draw. What do you make of the Laura, if we're taking this Laura rumor at face value, which frankly, the Fox News statement just to me almost like confirms that she's being moved down in prime time. She was also caught up in some of the Dominion revelations. You know, I can't remember specifically that, but I know there were texts or messages between her producers and some people who were involved with Stop the Steal. You know, do you think that that could be related to why she's being moved down to prime time?
It's possible. It's certainly possible that that's one of the reasons that she got moved out of prime time. It's also, you know, her ratings may not be the best. They also could, I mean, look, they may want to try and develop talent. Like they've given her several years there and she hasn't made it into some gangbusters thing. You know, it's also hard to work with. I mean, 10 p.m. is not a great time to be on television. And, you know, in general, she's hard to work with,
yeah,
allegedly.
I was going to say, I know behind the scenes she's not beloved.
That's what the people say.
Yeah.
Allegedly, according to a rumor mill. So, you know, it's probably just a combination of factors. The real thing is if you move Gutfeld into primetime, you're taking effectively was one of your biggest stars of the network and somebody who's found success in the 11 p.m. hour, and you're just going to bet on him to try and do that, to bring some comedy or something new, you know, for that. Waters, I mean, listen, Waters, I think he's very much in the same league, Hannity and all of that. But all of these people, this is just managed decline, you know, at its very least. It definitely would be bad for Laura Ingraham, though, if that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what her involvement was in the, like, what came out in the Dominion thing. Apparently, she and Tucker had been privately discussing Sidney Powell.
Yes.
Tucker called her a nut and said a bunch of other stuff. And then, like, the very next day, where Laura is agreeing that basically Sidney Powell is an unhinged lunatic. And then the very next day, she's saying she believed the election was rife with problems and potential fraud. Yes. So very different what she was saying behind the scenes, beside what she was presenting to her viewing audience. So was that a factor? You know, who knows? Yeah. Who knows what's going on?
Only time will tell, right?
Yeah, or we may never know.
Or possibly.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.